anybody is here yet, but I know when it uploads, the video will be from the beginning, I think. Um, anyways, welcome to Ula Tea Leaf Readings. We're doing tarot today. Uh, yeah, we're doing tarot today. Let's see if people start to join. Hopefully, the internet's not too wonky right now. It did seem like it was kind of lagging. All right, I'm just gonna set this stuff up. Hey, if you want to like say hello in the chat so you can see if it's working, I would appreciate you so much. Hi. Hi from Boston. Hopefully, you guys aren't getting too much snow. We've had so much out here in the Midwest. I know you also get pretty chilly out there. So basically we're just gonna do questions. I'll pull cards for you. We can get kind of into it. We can do very brief. Hi mama. I call I call everybody mama pretty much. So I like that the beginning of your screen name is mama. Oh, cold. We're about to get another Arctic blast is what they call it here. Pretty soon it's gonna be sub-zero in I think like 2 or 3 days. So I bet you guys are gonna get some of the same too. Hi, Seattle. Does anybody have any questions? I know or not I mean, well, really, if you have questions for me too, that's fine. But if you want any of your questions answered, I have Oracle, and we're doing Thoth and Oracle of the Radiant Sun. And I also have the Hermetic deck. Um, Hi, Divine Timing. Thank you. I'm doing really well. I'm home. We were out of town for a few days, and it was for like medical stuff. For my husband, which it was nice to get out, but I like to be home. I don't like to be out of my routine. Okay. All right, RML, we're going to look. Wondering about my career. So it says, Ula, I'm wondering about my career and love life. Should I shift my career or will there be a promotion in my future? In any new man coming into my life. I'm a Gemini. Well, you're a Gemini, so I'm sure there will be new men because you all are just one of the most like potently magnetic people ever. Um, but let's ask the Thoth deck. We're gonna check it out. We're gonna see. And then let's see. I don't know how to say that name, but Sue Kanya. I'm not sure how to break that one up, but yes, I'll do your question next. First, we're asking about career and we're asking about love for RML here. Okay, so we're gonna ask spirit, we're gonna ask the universe, we're gonna get all of this kind of energetic, beautiful synergy going. Where are we going with the career? Okay, so we have the Queen of Wands. The Queen of Wands. So, yeah, when we see this card, I know that you've been through some iterations of your career life. You've probably worked in different industries. You've probably gotten pretty skilled within those skill sets, but you're also a person that you like to move on. I mean, that's the thing. Like, you're not afraid of the change. Now, the older we get, the more it's kind of like, oh gosh, here we go again, right? But yeah, I do see you making a change. I'm gonna look and see. You said a new shift my career. Or will a promotion. So the biggest factor it seems like is kind of, are you going to be making the money in the position that you want to be, or is it like time to really really shift things? And we're going to do a clarifier to kind of see, does that mean we're staying or going? Okay, so we have the moon card. You're in for a journey. You're in for a journey because I feel like you kind of like are dwelling in this place where maybe you're not being super honest with yourself. Like you're holding on for that last little hope. Like, dude, like if it changes just a little bit, you know what I mean? If they're like, give me a sign, and like you're looking for any sign. You know what like it's but when it's really the thing. Now, here's the interesting part about the moon card though, is that it is a journey, but it's a journey into the places where you fear, right? And so to me, it really really is like you're going to go into some uncomfortable territory and you're going to have to start to get creative, but you're going to be relying on the things that you're pulling from those deepest parts of yourself. So I don't see this as being the most simple and smooth part of your life, but it is leading to something that is fortifying you. And we have the Queen of Wands. So she's been through different phases of her life, and she's been in those fires, and she's like a sword that's been hammered into like resilience, but not to the point where you're going to snap. Okay. So I do see a change. I see a shift. I see it being something that, you're going to be worried about a little bit. But ultimately, it's going to help you really, I really feel like be more confident, feel like you have really begun to master a part of yourself that I don't think you could otherwise. Okay, and then we're just gonna do one card as far as is somebody coming into your life in this next period of time. All right, we got to clarify the tower. Okay. Whoa, 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 whoa. I feel like it's somebody you already know. This almost feels like I feel like this is gonna be a reluctant reunion art. There we go. Yeah. So for me, I feel like it's not a new person. You're circling somebody that you've been with before. And I feel like it's not so much that something is going to go wrong. That's like a new wrong thing. I feel like it brings up all of that old stuff. And so with the art card, it's really about like synthesizing some of these old, the really good stuff and the sometimes really bad. Maybe even at times you guys have been through things that feel kind of traumatic. And, I do feel that this is going to also be a space where you're resolving some of that stuff. Not necessarily. I know. I don't want you to want him back either, girl. Get out of here, right? But yeah, I do. I'm sorry, dude. I feel like it's gonna be one more round of it. Okay. All right, let's see. Okay. Divine timing. Thank you so much. I'm gonna come right back to you. Okay. I said somebody up here. I'm gonna do your thing first. If you are still here, are you up there? Hope you are well. Where did it go? Where did you go? Okay. Okay. I have no contact situation. Can you take one question? Okay. Yeah. If you will clarify your question, I'm looking through. I don't see. Here you are. When will I have contact? Okay. Let me see. We're gonna look. Take my question. Yeah, I am. I'm gonna do your no contact question right now. Okay. Okay, love. We have love. I don't necessarily know that this is you in contact with this person, though. Let's clarify. This could be like, love for self or love for honoring the dynamic by not having contact. Let's just, be clear about that. It doesn't necessarily mean, okay. So, we have the Prince of Wands. And this is a almost kind of juvenile energy. This is somebody who is very passionate but volatile. I don't know if this is you or if this is them or both of you when you get together. This maybe is why you're no contact, is because you get in them feelings and then it's coming out. And the next thing you know, everybody's got a freaking restraining order type of deal. And we don't want that. We don't want that. So here's the thing, whatever you want to do, give yourself 3 days. Okay. That's always my rule. Even if it's a text, even if it's I'm telling your mom to tell you something, whatever, 3 days. Write it down, put it in the little notepad, whatever. If in 3 days you still feel like you need to reach out or do whatever you need to do, okay, okay. But let it pass. Okay. Let those feelings, right? All right. Let's see. We're going to go back up here. Oh, thank you, RML. Thank you. Thank you. And 999, my most holy number. Thank you so much. Okay, divine timing. Let's see. We have energy around meeting my person, single for a few years, Capricorn sun. Ooh, my Cappy, you're being brave out here asking about love. I like that. All right. Watch me just shuffle around here. This is how I shuffle in private too, you guys. Okay, here we go. Are we what is the exact question? Divine timing. Single for okay. Energy about meeting my person. Person. Where, okay. So we have the wheel of fortune. We have the wheel. I feel like I keep getting this like vibe of you have been thinking about maybe doing, even I don't know if it's like not speed dating necessarily. I don't even think it's like dating forward, but I feel like you're starting to consider putting yourself in places where you're going to meet more people, if that makes sense. I know like as a Capricorn that is like whoa, 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 but you're also like a very like systematic thinker. So it's like, yeah, well, maybe I do need to start doing these things where, you're not just, I don't know about the apps a lot because I've never used them, but well, I did. Listen, you guys, I used Tinder one time while I was living in a small town before I met my husband, obviously. And the guy I met, I ended up buying I ended up buying organic vegetables from him. And he was like my plug for zucchinis and stuff. It was really like, yeah, that's how I ended up using those things. But I feel like there seems to be a collective kind of, I don't know, being kind of disillusioned by this form of meeting people. So I think that there are some of us still out here where we're like, and obviously I'm married, but where for me meeting friends now, I'm meeting friends in real life. I haven't done that in like 25 years or since I was in my, early 20s. And I'm finding that the relationships that I'm building are different because it's like I'm having to get out there and like analyze the situation and be around people and find things that aren't always like on the surface like apparent. This is how we connect. So I feel like for you it's almost kind of like you are on the same tip. Like you're like, maybe I need to get out in the world. But here's the deal, is that it's like, it's scary. It's scary. And I'm gonna ask again, where are we going? Where are we going? Okay, so we have the Ace of Cups. So I do see you meeting a potential courtship. Okay, we're not going to get to the this is your person for the next, 15 years or the next rest of your life, or there is potential for a courtship here. Okay. Um and honestly, enjoy that. Like, dude, swim in that attraction, swim in the awkwardness, be your silly, weird self. You know what I mean? Like, just look at it as an opportunity to just continue to practice being whatever you are in the moment. Okay. Like, honestly, I really feel like the best connections come from, it's like the first day of kindergarten. You go in there, you're freaked out, your mommy's gone, you don't have your like fuzzy blanket, and you just have to kind of stand around and see what's going on and say, "Hey, do you want to play? Do you want do you want to be weird together? Do you want to, like, you don't touch my toys, I won't touch your toys, but we'll be next to each other doing our thing." And so I feel like, yeah, this is like a fun space for you. You're going to be coming into a realm that is exploration, and I don't know, just kind of excited, looking forward to it, like picking out little outfits and, and looking to see if there's a text message and, that kind of stuff. But like, not like in a doomy way, right? Not in a doom spiral. All right, let's see. I hope that helps. I hope that's helpful. Okay, DS writer. Making big changes in my life involving mental and physical health. I really started to enjoy acupuncture and huge emotional release. Any other emotional release advice? Um, yeah, I mean, whoa. I feel like there are so many things we can be doing. It depends on like what you are interested in spending your time with, you know and also, to me, because I'm a person, I'm neurodivergent, and not everything holds my attention for very long. um I go through having like fixations and obsessions with like information things or practices or whatever, and then I kind of synthesize that into my own composite uh practice, right? And so I feel like the wonderful part of emotional experience and release is in finding those things that speak to you. For me, in the last, I don't know, 5, 6, 7 years, I would say I've been really working through a lot of anger, rage at times. Also, well, the abandonment issues, neglect issues, whatever. A lot of us deal with these things. But for me, it was really intense because I had a child during lockdown, and really just not. I don't have a big tribe, you know what I mean, or I didn't. So I feel like, like things like primal screaming was really good for me, getting outside and um just being able to scream and cry and just tear myself open and give it to the sky. You know what I mean? Be like, I can't, and I used to do that a lot. I mean, like at least once a day, I was out there like screaming. But yeah, just keeping, I think also for me, another thing is balancing all of the creating I'm doing with destruction. Okay. I'm a real build and destroy type of chick. I dwell within the destruction a little too deep at times. So I've had to kind of find ways to like make that work for me in a productive way, if that makes sense. So, like cutting wood, you know what I mean? Going outside, weeding, working on the yard, cleaning, deep cleaning. I mean, I know this sounds like really boring, mundane stuff, but I like to do things that I can wrap into my life because I don't really always have the time to like, separate, like this is my spiritual emotional practice time. I don't do well with that kind of living. So I think finding things that aren't so compartmentalized and wrapping it into everything that you're doing. You know, dancing is another one. I dance all over the place when I'm doing laundry, when I'm in the grocery store, when I'm picking up my daughter and she's yelling, "Mom, stop it!" You know, all these kinds of things, they all help, I think. Just don't be afraid to like let it out, man. That's the big thing. And if you're afraid that you're going to hurt somebody, then go tell it to the trees. Go tell it to the sky. Yeah, too many layers. Yeah, I feel you. It's you and you're angry, you're angry. I mean, I don't know if you are, but I'm saying generally, the general we, when we get diagnosed late in life, like first I was diagnosed with ADHD at like 30. I was probably maybe 30, 31. I don't know, somewhere in there. It's blurry. Um and then later on with autism, right? Not too long ago actually. And um yeah, the anger that like I spent so much of my life thinking, I'm like, nobody else understands because I can't work within a system. It just doesn't make sense to me, with school and friendships and whatever. And yeah, and then you find out, like, bro, what? It wasn't just me. And it's like, why were we not talking about this? I could have, like, I feel like it would have been so much, I mean, maybe not easier. I don't know, but I hope it is for the kids that are younger than us. I mean, that's my biggest hope. Okay, let's see. DS, neurodivergent 2, with that mixing things up, hands on release is great. Yeah. Yeah, advocating for yourself. And that's the thing. People don't understand sometimes when when you run into a neurodivergent person that is very clear about I'm doing this and I'm not doing that and this is how I need that. And we know because it's like I'll walk into a room and be like, "I love you all, but we need to turn off that light." And that light over there. And I love you, but I'm leaving if we don't have those overhead lights off. And not everybody understands that. Oh, she's fussy. Yeah, I'm fussy, dude. Okay. Can you pull a card on purchase of home? All right. Purchase of home. Yes. 4 of Wands. Yeah, I mean, I don't know. Do you want clarification from me or do you just want the card? Because I won't go deep into it if you already be knowing. And I take a drink of water. Okay, so we have the Four of Wands. So it does look like you're going to be coming to a final decision, or something will either halt the thing completely or it is 100% going to go through. Not super clarifying, I get that, but we'll do one more card. You didn't ask for it, but I'm going to. Okay, so for fortune. I don't read inverted. So we have the fortune card, another wheel card. Man, look at it's moving. It's moving and it's moving into its final form. That's for sure. Let's get an answer though. Come on, spirit. Okay, so I don't think it's going to go the way that you had hoped it's going to go. I think that there will be some sorrow in that. Now, here's the deal. I do feel like this is going to be, in hindsight, something that you are relieved by. I think even when you get the answer, if it is, the no, I feel like it's almost kind of like you already knew something was sneaky about it. Not sneaky, but there was something. And I'm wondering if it is literally something within the home that they either haven't disclosed, or maybe, I don't, something about the pipes, maybe. I don't know why I'm thinking plumbing keeps, like, in my mind. I'm thinking there's something with water, possibly. But I think for you, you already know. You're like, this, like, it looks good. It looks like they probably either fixed it or whatever. But you know that, like, this is one of those deals where, like, in 2 years, you're gonna come home from like a weekend vacation, and the like tub is through the floor type of like stuff. You know what I mean? um but yes, and I do think that it's going to be a situation where you're like, thank goodness, I'm glad that I listened to myself. Okay, so it's a heartbreaker if it is a house you really like, or the property, and you're like, everything else is like checks out. But yeah, listen, I don't, you already know. I think you already know. Obviously, you know. Okay, let's see. Hi, Ula and everyone. Is my new love coming into my life in the near future? Okay, Yvette, let's see. Okay, let's see. Let's see. Okay, so we have the Three of Wands. Uh, to me, it kind of almost feels like you're going to have probably more than one person that you're interested in and who are interested in you. I do feel like you feel pulled either way. Um, I don't necessarily feel like this is like a immediate, I'm so in love with this person, like love at first sight. But I feel like you're more working towards building uh a long-term relationship that is going to be like domestically stable and fulfilling. Like, you have your head on your shoulders, and that's, the with the virtue energy. I really feel like, you're really going to probably go towards the person that aligns with your worldview, how you've been raised, and just somebody that feels like you could have a home together, and you both have the same kind of vision. So when you meet these people, and as you're getting to know them, you might even already know them. And strangely, I almost wonder if it's like within the same place, like work, or maybe if you go to like a specific church or something like this, there's a community of people that you know. And I feel like this is going to be the theater for this kind of meeting of potential suitors. Okay. All right. Let's see. I feel you a bit. It's hard. It's hard. Even if they do want to settle down, even if I mean anybody does, right? You don't always even know what it's going to be like. And then it's like it's hard. We live in a weird world now. Everything is so instant, and I feel like a lot of people don't like to put in the work. I think of like I don't know. I don't know what it is, dude. Listen, I'm just like a person. Like I meet you, I already know. I don't like I'm devoted immediately or not. So I and you don't meet a lot of people like that in life, which is maybe a good thing. Because you might end up with a bunch of weirdo stalkers, but I'm not a weirdo stalker, I promise. I know I kind of just like put myself in a weird position there. Okay, let's see. Uh Jess, where was the one up here? Does your friend Adam, where's the Adam one? Okay. 12. Does my friend Adam like me more than friends? Okay. We're going to look. It is a weird world, but just be true to yourself. Listen to me. That's all that matters is you being true to yourself. And if you meet somebody, you meet two people, whatever it is, spend time with the people that make you feel like you are safe to just be whatever you are. That's all that matters. All the other stuff we can supplement. I mean, we're just in that kind of world where you can get that love energy. You can, read books, you can watch movies, you can whatever, live through other things. But if you're going to have people in your personal life, in your sacred space, and they know you divine being, then they better be honoring all that you are. And that's all I have to that's mom. That's mom on ya right there. Okay, so Adam. Adam, do you like? Uh, let's see. Adam, I don't know you. Seven of Swords. I'm sorry. Don't I feel like Adam is a wish-washy type of person. He's a fickle person, this Adam. And I'm sorry, Adam. I don't know you. I don't know anything about you, but I feel like this is a person that, and now listen, that doesn't mean that he doesn't like you. It doesn't mean that he's not worth your time. I just feel like it's going to be a lot of mental gymnastics with this one. Okay. If you're looking for a project, you got one. If you don't want a project, this is not Adam's not your guy. Okay. I'm realizing how toxic and even husband and recently lost my mom. I'm so sorry for that. Lost lots of loss at the end of the year. Anything popping up? Okay. I'll look at the cards for you. And I just want to say, here's the thing about when, especially somebody, and I'm going to take a quick drink here. I don't want to say this with a dry mouth here. um, when our fundamental people pass away in our lives, when they leave us, which they don't really leave us, their corporeal body leaves us, it's like a tsunami. Okay. It's like the waves hit the land so quickly. I don't care if you knew it was going to happen. I don't care if it was going on for years, an ailment, whatever it is. When that thing happens, it is like the waters rush up against the land and then they pull away anything that does not belong there because the devastation of losing a fundamental aspect of our active life, it is like, it takes your breath away. You know that. You're in it. You're in it. You're in the thick of it. So when these things happen, It does. It just leaves things so simple. You start to see people who are trying to run you. You start to see people who just, they're half there. They're whatever. They're going through the motions. You start to see the people who show up to like feed on your misery, your grief. And there will be people like that. Absolutely. As soon as you start to lift up or something bigger happens in the world and they can go feed on that, they'll be gone. I mean, that's just some weird part of these cycles of our lives. I don't know why it happens, but it does. So I will ask the thing here, but I want you to know that you realizing that one of your fundamental friendships is a toxic one and is one that is not benefiting you is no coincidence that it aligns with the loss of somebody so important to you, you know, and it is a painful thing, but it is a gift. They say that thing like finding the blessings in our troubles, in our ordeals. Losing your mother is one of the big ones. But the blessing here is to show you that you will not live a life with people who are snakes. You're not going to live in a world where you're at odds and you're fighting with and you're trying to compete with, or you're, sniping or ripping each other, whatever it is. The blessing here is that no, that's not going to be. That's not going to be. So, I'm going to pull a card, but I can already tell you if you know this is toxic, just go, let it go, you know? Princess of Cups, okay? This card, one of my favorites, it is a energy of great emotion. It is also, it's the waters. You can see it's probably pretty dark in here. Let me see if I can, maybe that's not going to work, but she is holding like a shell, right? And you can see in the middle there's the turtle, the world turtle, and this is rebirth. We also have an energy that is almost kind of lush, almost kind of like if you could think of, all of the fairy tales of princesses and they're wandering in the gardens and they're, flowy dresses and they're falling in love with knights. And it's also indulgent, right? It's like very, a lot. It's a lot. And it's a luxury. It's a luxury, absolutely. Who has time for that kind of love? I don't know. But I do feel like there is a sense of cleansing going on for you, which is part of the grief cycle. Um, it's kind of like if you've ever had a toothache or whatever, you're just eating this, you're eating that, and then suddenly you're starting to have this pain and you're very acutely aware of it. And then you start to realize, like, oh, if when I eat stuff that's has ice or drink it something that has ice in it or whatever, it's very cold, it hurts more. So I'm going to make sure that I don't partake in that because I don't want, and even if you like the thing, you might come to realize like I can't be indulging in that forever, or all the time, maybe once in a while, but not all the time. And so sometimes that pain is important for us. It is. It's part of the life that we've chosen to live as manifest beings. And so this card tells me that through the work that you're doing in this purifying of your life, in the shadow of this great tower moment, there will be a time when you wake up and you think, I feel good today. I feel really proud of myself and I know that like I'm going to go out there and I'm going to live a life that maybe isn't always like super impressive to everybody, but it's meaningful. And you have people around you that care about you, who you care about. And I don't know. I feel like at the end of the day, a lot of times that's all that matters, you know, is having a life that you can just be okay. You can be at ease within it. Okay, let's see. Can you tell me anything about my choice to leave? Okay. Let me clarify. Let's see, did we talk about this up here as well? Okay, yes. I'm just making sure that I'm on the right question here. Am I doing the right thing? Okay. Um, okay. Let's look. We'll ask. We'll ask. This card got kind of ripped here. Keeps clinging to everything else. What are you doing, dude? I gotta get a new deck. Gotta get a new deck already. I've already destroyed this one. Okay. Is it the right choice? Are we on the right choice? And let me just say, I am biased here. If you chose to leave, then yes, it was the right choice, I have to say. But I'm going to ask. I'm going to ask. Hi, Julia, you made it. We converged. It's so nice to see you. I hope you're having a beautiful day. Okay, here we go. The art card. Okay, so it's all about mixing all of those elements, right? It is also the solidification of aspects of our life. I want to clarify here. I think ultimately, honestly, it really tells me that you have made some hard decisions that whatever prompted this movement, it was pretty serious. It feels like it was something that it like woke you up. So we have the lovers. Okay. So I'm guessing this is within, and we have, again, you can see the chemical wedding. We also have the marriage of opposites. So they're the same thing, basically. So we have this, I have this feeling of like, I don't know if you left like a spouse, if you left your family. This is something that you're deeply, deeply, um, intermixed with. I mean, this is like your part of your identity. It's part of every aspect of you. And I can see why this is hard. I can see why your abundance. Okay. So I do feel like, yeah, absolutely. Whatever's going on, whatever happened, um, in your deciding to leave, there's a lot of anxiety, there's a lot of unknown, but even I think the part that maybe is the hardest here is once you've left and all of that fear and all of the what if, all of that stuff starts to kind of dissipates, then it's that feeling of I'm sleeping in a bed by myself in this apartment that I never thought I would be in, type of thing. You know what I mean? Where you find yourself in a place where you're like, how did I end up here? You know? And that's the part where it's like, do I go back? Did I do the right thing? You know that you did the right thing. You did the thing that you knew you needed to do. But here you have to keep making the decision over and over and over, every single day, 50 times a day. Sometimes you have to keep making a decision. And I feel you. It's lonely. I don't know why you left. I don't know what's going on exactly, but I will tell you that there are communities of people, all kinds of them. If it is you are surviving something, if there is addiction involved, if there is mental health stuff involved, if you're a mother, a father, a grandparent, whatever it is, find a group of people. I don't care if you know them. I don't care if it's in the town that you grew up in and you're embarrassed. You don't want to put your business out there. Go find somewhere to talk to people. Okay. Reddit. I always tell people I'm not a huge, like, supporter of any platform besides YouTube. I love you, YouTube. But uh, Reddit is a good one because you can basically remain anonymous. And there are subreddits for everything you could ever imagine. And sometimes we need to just go sit in some rooms and we need to just sit there quietly and listen to people and realize I'm not the only one going through this. It's hard, it feels impossible, but so many other people have done it before me. So many people are doing it right now, and so can you. Okay. So, anyways, before I start getting all teary eyed, let me go over here. We're going to see. Oh, thank you so much. Thank you for the $15. And I'm going to say, Amina, I don't know. I can't always tell how to break these up. So, and if I mispronounce something, I'm so sorry. Um, I'm terrible at pronouncing things in general. Mom passed away a week. Yeah, it does. It becomes so clear when you lose somebody that is like, I mean, is your mother, or is like a mother, baby. You better believe that sun is going to be shining on all of the funk in our lives. All of it comes right to the surface. Okay, Gen X Mystic. Should I stay in my current job? I periodically ask my pendulum and it says yes, but I guess that isn't the answer I want or expect. Okay. Quit your job, but have a job in a place first. That's what spirit's telling me. No. I mean really, I do. If you don't want to be there, don't be there. I know we all have to make money. We all got to do it. But this is the only life that you have. Like, I mean, I don't know. I mean, maybe time is, just a perception. Nothing's linear. You're surfing through different timelines all the time. I don't know. Maybe that's the case. But from how I perceive the world, it is fairly linear. And so I imagine, at least in this space, right? You only have this and you only have the now. So find a way to transition out of what you're doing. If you don't want to be there, if it is hard to get up in the morning and get yourself moving so that you can go to that thing and make that money to do it again and again and again, start to find something else. Start to empower yourself, find classes, find things free online. There are all kinds of courses. Learn all the things that you can, okay? And then find a way to monetize some of that. Not all of it, and not all of your like most sacred practices. You need to have things for yourself, but finding a way to get a little side hustle going, get a little bit of money coming from different places, start to feel more confident about what you can do uh, with making money instead of being in a place that you don't want to be every single day of your life. I just, you know, um, but at the same time, I will never tell anybody to just quit their job. Don't do that. Don't do that. Don't just quit your job. Also, we'll clarify. I'm sorry. I'm just talking on it. Should she stay? It's about new beginnings, baby. There's a brave new world out there for you. It's just it is. It's about going through the steps, the process, you know? I know. It says you're Gen X, right? So you're probably around my age or a little older. I'm 40. Starting over is like the biggest sigh ever. I can't like, oh, are you kidding me? Like what? But guess what? That's just I we're not going to be living that dream of like getting a job and we're going to ride it out to retirement. That's not even I don't know if that was ever real. I don't even know if that was ever real. But we're going to be changing careers. We're going to be having to hustle. We're going to be baking bread when we're 80 years old to make a little, a little money. You know what I mean? Like it's going to be like that and we're going to have to accept it. It sucks. You know what I mean? But the only way that we're going to be able to heal any of this is, a big change in how we live as a community, how we support each other as community. I don't know when that's going to happen, or if it's not, I'm not somebody that waits for people to save me. And I don't think anybody should. So we have to start doing things in our own lives to keep it going, right? We got to always have hustles, baby. I grew up with my great grandma. She was in her 80s, 90s she lived with my family. And from she was from the Dust Bowl. She was from the Depression. She was a native lady. She was the toughest mama you would ever meet. She was a sweetheart. But man, if you ever told her you were bored, she would look at you like, what the heck? Why are you not doing something to be making money for this family? I don't care if you're, 7 years old, you better be out there selling lemonade or something. Go collect bottles, do what you got to do. And, that's just really the reality of the world now, and it always has been, probably, you know. So you just keep working on building yourself up, dude. You got this. You got this. All right. Let's see. Tracy, hello, hello. I'm probably going to do about 10 more minutes if anybody has any questions, and I'll go back a little bit and see. Ula, your own family is part of your tribe. Some of your followers go, yeah, absolutely. I'm really lucky. In my older life, have I mean, I've always had people, right? I've had these iterations of people in my life, and I've been very blessed in that. But yeah, in my older life, I've definitely lucked out. I have lucked out with some great people. Thank you, Gen X. Thank you, thank you. I appreciate you. And you know what? Here's the other thing. I want to speak on this, like my having a child. I do. I really do. I feel like a lot of times, and I think this is because people grow up with parents, as funny as that sounds, but my parents, they died when I was 11 and 12. And I did not have a good life with them before that. And I learned from an early age that we make our own family. And if we want something in our life, if we need a mother, if we, need an older sister or whoever, honey, you got to go out there and you got to find that. You got to find people that are willing to teach you stuff. You got to insert yourself sometimes. Just be like, "Hey, what are we doing?" You know what I mean? And you start to build a group of people that way. You start to have connections wherever you go because you're just kind of, not sticking to the formalities. I grew up always calling people's parents like mom and dad. Every friend I've ever had, I call, how's mom doing? How's dad doing? It's just letting down this like guard of like, I have my family, you have your family, this, that, and that's how we build tribes. I mean, that's my belief anyways, is just being a little softer. Being a little more open with people that you feel comfortable with. Okay. Now I don't mean everybody, but the people you feel comfortable with. Oh, thank you, Julia. Yeah, it was definitely it was hard. Definitely. Um, but we do what we must. We do what we must, right? Okay, let's see. Will I find my soul family anytime soon? I'm going through a tough breakup. Heartbreak, sorry. Heartbreak. And I feel very lonely. Well, thank you for being here. You're not alone. Absolutely. My heart to yours. The loneliness, man. I feel like that's the biggest thing I talk to people about, honestly. And I feel it myself too. I can talk about how many people are like at my chosen family, my own family. I have my daughter, my husband, my cats, whatever. I still feel it too, dude. You know, and that's not to diminish how you feel, but I want you to know that you are not alone in your loneliness. Because that's even worse feeling is that like you go in the world, you see people interacting with each other and you think, how do they do it? How are they so close? How's their family so perfect? Or how's that relationship so, intact and thriving? And we don't see everything. That's the thing, is we don't see everything with people. And to know that, yeah, there are a lot of people out here. Feeling it too. I feel like, that's important to remember. Okay, so we have the lust or strength card for you. Okay. I feel like you've been through it. You're going, you've been through, I feel like it's like at least three, like fairly big blows in the last little while, like the last year or so. You haven't lost your way though. I feel like you're still doing the things that you need to do, going to work, getting up, moving your body, drinking water, eating food, and then that sounds like basic stuff, but listen, when you're in it, that could feel like the biggest thing in the whole world. Taking a shower, you can, and then washing your hair, bro, who do you think I am? Like that's so much. But I feel like you have been staying the course, and you probably, I don't want to put this on you, but I feel like you almost kind of are like not giving yourself enough credit. You know what I mean? Like, I feel like you're very like, well, this wouldn't affect other people as much as it affects me. Well, you know what? You've been brave and courageous and you feel things. You allow yourself to feel things, and not just a little bit, like wholly. Do you know how many people spend their whole freaking lives trying to avoid feeling something like that? Not you. You're out here being brave. You're out here doing the hard work. You are feeling, you are loving, you are putting yourself out there. I don't know if this is romantic, but it could be even with your family. You've tried. You've tried and you've tried. And now you're in a place where something has ended. And that can feel really, really, I mean, just the end of the world. But it's not. It's not. And you know it's not. You're strong. You're beautiful. And let's do two clarifiers. I'm going to do two clarifiers. And they better be good, spirit. Two. All right. This makes a lot of sense. This is like the perfect combo right now. We have the hermit and we have, yeah, the art card. So you are rebuilding. Absolutely. You are rebuilding and it feels lonely. It does. But you know what? You're learning to do things by yourself for yourself. And that might feel really challenging, you might feel guilty, you might feel selfish, you might feel indulgent after a while. Lean into it. Lean into it. Now, still go out there, be among the people, do the things. Put yourself in situations where you have to interact with people. Don't be, unless you want to go live up on a mountain or in a forest, then don't go full hermit mode if it's not natural to you. Okay. But as you're doing the work to rebuild from this heartbreak, that loneliness is going to turn into the ability to be alone, which is going to be your superpower. If you know how to be alone, dude, nobody can mess with you. Nobody has power over you. Have you ever seen people try to like make other people uncomfortable because like, oh, people are going to think this about you or they're not going to like you or I'm telling everybody. Baby, tell everybody. Tell them. Tell them. Tell the world. Embarrass me. I don't care. You know what I mean? I embarrass myself every day. Who's what are you gonna do? I'm fine with people not like I don't like to hear about it. It hurts my feelings. But you know what? At the end of the day, dude, so you're making room. You're building. You're learning to be with you. And you know what happens when you do that? The people that belong in your life start showing up. Period. Because you've cleaned everything out. There's room in your life for something that is going to be for you, something that's going to add to your growth, to what you're doing. So it sucks. I know. But just be kind to yourself. Do the stuff that you need to do. If you fumble a little bit or stumble or whatever, that's okay. It's not forever. If you bring people were like, I'm never talking to them again, okay, so talk to them for a few days. Remember why you don't like them. Block them. you know? All right. Let's do one more question. Does anybody else have anything? Does anybody want to share anything? Any questions? My dirty glass. Look at that. Fingerprints all over. It's one thing you might not know about me. I always have like I'm not my hands aren't dirty, but I always have like coconut oil on. So I'm a very greasy person. Let's see. We'll be in a room. Okay. Will you be in a relationship soon? Oh, Julia, I thank God for you every day. I love seeing your comments come up. I'm so elated to see you. Okay, so we're going to do the last three. I'll do Kiki, I'll do yours, and then I'm going to do, let's see, and then we'll do Daisy and Tracy. Okay. Will you be in a relationship soon? It feels like there's an abundance, but we're going to see. Because I almost feel like there's a repulsion, actually. The Five of Swords. So I do feel like maybe, oh, where did you go? Just jumped. I feel like you're going to have some kind of interaction where almost like they're going to lay it on thick at first. What do they call that? Love bombing or whatever. And I feel like it's something where you are really into this person. There's like a lot of good feelings, but I feel like know in the back of your head there's something weird, kind of like just a little off. And usually, what that is, and I don't know how many people know about this, but it usually is people mirroring us. When we meet people, not only will they do things to like, it's like a peacock. They're trying to like show us the best parts of themselves and like be overly involved and engaged and notice things and gift and all that kind of stuff. But they will also repeat to us what we are showing them, right? Like all of a sudden they're into, they know about the same kind of stuff we like, or, oh, I really like that movie too, or, yeah, I grew up doing that as well, or even like your like body movements, and people do this all the time. I'm not saying this is anything nefarious, but if you start to notice this with people, they do. It's just a natural thing that we do to make each other feel like we can be comfortable around each other. Like if you start talking to somebody who's talking quiet, your voice will go down. You're not going to be talking loud. You know what I mean? So that's like a mirroring thing. So I feel like with this person, it's just a little bit like I noticed something like it's just strange. Almost like, are you lying to me? Are you leading me on? And then we have the Five of Swords. So I feel like mentally, you just don't find yourself there. I don't see you really committing to this because there's something off-putting. So as far as like a full relationship, I don't know. But I do feel like there will be somebody that you are dealing with. Okay? Just listen to yourself though. Okay? Don't be too eager for the relationship over how you're feeling. Dan, I see, or precise, I see you. Hey, dude. I love you. We have to get together for dinner. I swear to God. We've been saying this for years now. Let's do it, dude. Okay, let's see. Daisy, you're next. Is my strength able to sustain my injuries? Okay. We're going to go, yeah, the Ace of Cups. So, yes, I think so, but I think a lot of it is within the emotional sectors. Like the thing I think that you're dealing with is like body, mind, 100% moving forward. Emotionally, there's something there where it's like, it's like when you have to get it together for a big event or something, like your sister's getting married and you're like, I have to do this. I have to like, be dressed the right way, look good. I got to do all of my duties. I'm going to have a good time. I'm going to be nice. I'm not going to say anything. This is like me getting ready to go somewhere. I'm not going to say anything weird. I'm not going to, get emotional or do whatever. And then you get there and you can't help it. Like you're like, I'm just emotional. I'm crying. I'm weeping. And it's like you don't necessarily it doesn't match with how you should be feeling, right? And so I feel like that is where the work has to be done. Okay, for you to be able to do whatever it is, if it's physical, if it's emotional, if it's mental, whatever, right? It's the emotional part for you. That's where you should be looking. And there's it's easy to say temper yourself and rein it in and get it together, but really I feel like the better advice is finding places to put it. I'm a full believer in sublimation. And this means different things in science and stuff, but in the Jungian paradigm, sublimation is when we take the things that are hard for us. Like, for instance, if you have, like I shared earlier, I have been working on my rage, on my anger. Well, then at times, yeah, I feel like I could go out and, kick a hole in the freaking wall or whatever. And that's an act of violence. Well, instead of kicking a hole in the wall, why don't I put that into some kind of art? Why don't I write about it? Why don't I put it into the work I'm doing? So I feel like instead of trying to repress things or cut ourselves off from how we're feeling, we got to find a place to put it. Right. And if you're really in like a mode of production and evolving things in your life towards being productive, then you got to find a way to make money off of that thing, right? How am I going to make money off of this? So, it look at this as a superpower rather than, oh no, here go my emotions again getting in my way. No, you're a passionate person. Do something awesome with it. Okay, let's see. We have Tracy. Do you see a roommate of mine moving out soon? Wow. Do you want do you want me to tell you the gremlin way to get them to move out, or do you want me to read the cards? All right. So we have the Knight of Wands. Ooh. Uh, we're gonna clarify this one. This is a person, it feels like we have some conflict, Tracy. This might be a person. I always I always think about this, and this is I'm old as heck for this, but on SNL they had this skit where it was like the visitor, the guest that never leaves. Like you invite them over and they just sit on the couch and it's like, okay, well, dinner's over. We've had our drinks and now the kids need to go to bed. And then they just like, oh yeah, yeah, oh kids, and they keep talking. Ooh. This is the energy of a person that just they're finding any way to like stay, but we're gonna see. Where are they going? All right, we have the 9 of the 9 of swords. So, dude, this is I mean, are you sure you don't want the Grimlet advice because this is this is a person that you might have to like literally do like an eviction type of deal on because they're not leaving. They're not leaving. They're going to meet your shenanigans with full force. Okay? So, I want one more though. Are they going to be out by like let's say a few weeks into the new year? I mean, that seems like forever, but it's not. We have lust strength. Okay. I do feel like you're gonna have to strong arm them. I'm sorry, you're gonna have to strong arm them. They will be gone. I do feel like they're gonna be gone, but this is like, listen, I'm not saying like okay. So I don't know what your house. I don't know if I should really do all that. I don't know. Um, if you have like an intricate enough breaker system in your house or in your apartment. I've had apartments where you could shut down parts of the like rooms in the apartment. Um, no, I'm kidding too. I'm kidding too. I would never do anything like that. I would never, ever, ever make life terrible enough that somebody would leave my home. Who would do that? Anyways, I love you guys. I thank you. Thank you for being here with me. I'll stream tomorrow. And I'll put up a post for when that's gonna be. Thank you guys for the super thankses. And if you have any more questions, definitely write them down. And I will be back tomorrow. All right. Love you guys. Have a good day. Bye.